Corporate training isn't just about developing job skills and addressing issues like discrimination, harassment, and data privacy. It's becoming a lifelong learning and development tool, thanks to the content delivery power of the Internet. Workplace learning was once a perk bestowed upon the most promising employees and typically delivered in off-site training or university classrooms. But a rapidly changing business and technological environment created more demand for skilled and knowledgeable workers. At the same time, the ubiquity of the World Wide Web on desktop and mobile devices fueled an explosion in cheap, easily accessible learning content, sparking a revolution in e-learning. Workplace learning is now considered an essential part of the employee life cycle, serving as a vehicle for career advancement and personal development, while enabling employees to have more of a say in how they learn and develop. Yet for many organizations, the dream of modern workplace learning that puts the individual first is still largely aspirational. Here we'll examine the basics of workplace learning as well as the advancements, benefits, challenges, and strategies that businesses need to know. For a deeper dive, explore our complete collection on all things workplace learning by clicking the link above or in the description below. In addition to keeping a company's workers informed about their field and well-skilled in carrying out their tasks, such as using business systems and operating machinery, workplace learning has a significant impact on most aspects of the business. One corporate training expert says too many organizations think of workplace learning as a drain on resources instead of a partner that can help companies deliver on their strategic priorities. Here's how businesses can benefit. A strong training and development program can address shortcomings highlighted in employee performance reviews. In recruitment and talent acquisition, a reputation for offering generous educational benefits can make a company more attractive to applicants. Workers who want to advance and are given the training they need are generally happier and more likely to stay, and retaining well-trained employees reduces the cost of talent acquisition and helps to maintain a company's storehouse of knowledge and skills. The web has given rise to new educational methods and philosophies that wouldn't have been possible without the means to conveniently network and communicate. For example, continuous learning. This method aims to maintain and upgrade an employee's skills and knowledge over time by delivering frequent and varied learning opportunities. It relies on numerous web-based processes, such as continuous performance management, to identify training needs as they arise and provide access to social media and e-learning platforms. These web platforms facilitate microlearning, which breaks down topics into short units that fit easily into an employee's workflow. Cohort learning. Groups of employees take live classes together online at the same time on a platform with features designed to facilitate coaching, collaboration, and accountability. And gamification. This approach borrows methods from gaming to make learning more enjoyable by introducing an element of friendly competition. With gamified learning, participants might be rewarded by earning badges for certain tasks or seeing their names on leaderboards. Most companies run their workplace learning programs from a learning management system, or LMS. An LMS is server software historically run on premises, but increasingly delivered over the Internet, that provides a place to create, deliver, and administer courses. It typically has interactive features such as discussion groups and video conferences, as well as administrative features like alerts and completion certificates. Consultants and vendors have promoted the Learning Experience Platform, or LXP, as a more flexible alternative to LMSs that's better able to manage web content and employee contributions. Unlike LMSs, the top LXPs offer strong web and mobile features, integration with other talent management and HR platforms, deep personalization, gamification, and a wide variety of learning methods. Some companies that buy an LXP for these features keep their old LMS for administration and record keeping. Another important and commonly used tool is the Massive Open Online Course, or MOOC. It started in the early days of social media-based learning, when colleges put some of their courses online in the hopes of selling online degrees and certificates. MOOCs didn't turn out to be as revolutionary as many people anticipated. Nevertheless, they can still play a role in workplace learning thanks to their high quality of instruction, scalability, and interactivity. Still, it's important to have a good grasp of the pluses and minuses of MOOCs before adding them to a corporate training program. We also have to mention virtual reality and augmented reality, two emerging technologies impacting learning programs. Virtual reality is having some success in technical and soft skills training, but augmented reality can fit much more easily into workflows because it overlays digital images on the real world rather than recreating that world like VR tries to do. Digital representations of real-world entities known as digital twins show great potential in some industries when paired with augmented reality. The exact skills required for a job and the tools available typically dictate the direction of a workplace learning program. Some organizations even develop a competency framework, a structure that defines the skills needed for each job role. That said, successful programs typically have these building blocks: employee feedback before and after, a needs assessment, learning paths tailored to the role or employee, content that's engaging to learners, clearly defined goals and outcomes, social learning and other sharing mechanisms, and a process for evaluating both the learners and programs. A workplace learning program should provide diversified offerings and several modes of learning. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. What may be effective for one type of learner or role may be ineffective for another. Certain topics, such as leadership development, lend themselves more to in-person learning because they allow for nuanced dialogue, collaboration, and opportunities for people to connect and practice new skills in a safe environment. Contrast that with diversity, equity, and inclusion, which may be best delivered digitally, with self-paced training that uses avatars and interactive scenarios, supplemented with personal reflection and group discussion. Keep in mind that employees usually face time constraints, so they might have to learn on the go. Ideally, workplace learning fits seamlessly into the flow of work, so it's part of the fabric of how a company operates. Manager involvement is also important. Employees are more motivated if they know their boss cares about their training. For example, if they've worked together to define objectives, expectations, and how the training relates to the worker's performance and career development. Employees are also strongly motivated by their peer group. When employees go through training together, like in cohort learning, there's a greater expectation that they'll apply what they learn on the job together. One learning and development expert calls it a powerful recipe for turning learning into action. A good way to keep workplace learning organized and humming along is to develop an employee learning plan for each corporate-level program and individual employee. These plans should specify the following items: the needs the training is meant to fulfill, the program's objectives, courses, eligibility requirements, and training approaches, whether similar programs already exist, key stakeholders, including employees, their managers, and HR, and course details, including instructors, curricula, and required materials. A more ambitious goal is to build and maintain a corporate culture of continuous learning. That calls for consistently applying numerous steps and best practices, like lining up executive support, identifying training opportunities, encouraging peer-to-peer learning, sharing success stories, adding gamification, and measuring results. A Learning Center of Excellence can support a workplace learning strategy by developing and standardizing new training approaches and content. When peering into the future of workplace learning, it's impossible to ignore AI's influence. For example, generative AI could be used to customize learning, more effectively find and assess talent, and recommend relevant training, mentorships, and mobility opportunities. Companies are creating their own libraries of proprietary large language models based on instructional design workflows and learning experiences. The latest benchmark data from the Association for Talent Development showed that AI takes just minutes to produce learning content that normally takes people hours. Businesses may one day be able to develop corporate training content 100 times faster and deliver it through AI-driven teaching assistants and coaches. AI also shows promise in more accurately mapping an employee's skills to their career path and training needs, in taking excerpts of training videos, and in automating microlearning content. As one talent development expert puts it, AI will disrupt the traditional role of corporate learning as a vertical ladder. It'll be more like a jungle gym where people can grow in many different ways.